You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with myself and Peter Sibir. It's time for Tech Talk, and today we're talking HD versus 4K in television broadcasting.
From the little I've observed and experienced, we are not doing broadcasting on very large bandwidth. So we are having to compress a lot. We're having to compress a whole lot to be able to put as many channels on a really small bandwidth.
So basically our water hose is very small.
Very, very small.
And we're passing a lot of channels through that.
Exactly. You're looking at business owners, you're looking at sometimes government, and you're looking at who should invest in what.
So it's a cost issue.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
It's if you have money, you can widen your gap and then push as much as you can. But we are all trying to chisel the bandwidth more so that we can put plenty people inside. I mean, scan your TV and see how, and this is just Accra.
Yeah.
There's a national grid as well. So scan your TV in Accra and see how many channels pop up. Over how many? I've lost track.
So
like
many.
30.
It's a whole lot.
And
Like every church now has a TV station.
And it's not as though the more channels that pop up, the bandwidth is widened.
Oh, it's still the same one.
Exactly. So we are squeezing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing
To fit in there.
to fit in. So it's like Trotro make full, but still somebody for enter. So
The mate is sitting outside.
Achaya. You get. So the mate is standing outside for somebody to sit down. Technically and ideally, it shouldn't be like that. There should be a number of transmitters. I mean, back in the day, TV3 had their own transmitter, Metro had their own transmitter, and GTV had their own transmitter.
Yeah.
But now it's a bit
This
more...
was in the analog days.
This was in the analog days. Now it's a bit more centralized. So it's like everybody is moving their signal to one transmission site, and it's all being put together and being over one transmitter. So you'll find that the quality that somebody would want to have now translates into how much he can pay for bandwidth.
Right.
So if you can't afford as much bandwidth, you join the cattle class and then we all go. The fact that you can afford to put 21-inch wheels on your car doesn't mean that...
It's a good idea.
It doesn't even mean that they should clear the road. Or because you've got a monster truck, they should turn the road into an off-road situation for everybody.
Yeah.
You get it. The TV producers, you have to bear in mind that as technology progresses, it becomes more expensive to hold on to older technology. So nobody is producing with SD in mind. Everybody is producing with HD and 4K in mind. But by and large, I think 98% of TV channels in Ghana are all transmitting in SD.
Which is
Standard definition, which is 576, 720 by 576. When the TV license conversation was going on, I put out a post on Facebook and I put a BBC studio right next to a GTV studio. And my caption was, they take TV license and we see why. BBC is heavily funded by the state, and this comes mostly from TV license.
right.
And average TV license is £150
Annually.
a year.
Right.
BBC's budget is an easy 300-400 million a year. Truth is, traditional TV will never go away. It won't. And I'm just coming from a very, you know how these British people are hard in their ways and they don't want to change anything. Like, if OTT is able to overtake traditional TV in England, then you know that TV has a problem. But it's not going to go away. One, because it's still cheaper to produce and transmit on regular TV, regular satellite, than it is on OTT. Because the infrastructure you need to have to be able to do OTT, all the Netflix that you people have been watching is
OTT. So what's the full meaning of OTT?
over the top.
Over the top.
Yes.
Why the TV?
Like I'm saying, it's not, traditional TV is not going to go away anytime soon. There's still investment being done in terrestrial, there's still investment being done in satellite, so it's not going away anytime soon. However, are we positioning ourselves, the real question is, are we positioning ourselves to be able to increase the quality that we churn out? Have you taken a look at the Ghana Premier League on TV? Why is it any different from the EPL, for instance? I dare say that you will watch the EPL in standard definition and it will look much better than the Ghana Premier League. Because it's also a workflow matter.
Mm-hmm.
If your workflow is in HD or in 4K, even if you step it down, you are more likely to keep a higher quality than if you worked in SD.
Technically speaking, a lot of the infrastructure is already available right now for HD and 4K in the system. So the whole process for HD, as you speak today, there are HD channels on the satellite, on the multi-TV satellite. The process it takes, right, and the bandwidth it takes is already available. The issue is with the cost. I was listening to Kofi when he was coming, and it's always been the issue, how much it costs for one channel, and on the broadcast side, how much you need to do proper HD. Now, there's a difference between just HD because your resolution is there and the amount of real bandwidth that you need. So if we want to talk numbers, like if you're doing, say, a proper HD channel, you need a minimum of around 6 to 8 meg per second. For data, that's not much. But for satellite, that's a lot. And that's really, really expensive. Considering that your standard SD channels are doing 1.2 megabits per second. So you're talking a lot of channels just to do one channel. Now, for 4K...
So I take like 6 channels to broadcast one channel.
HD channel.
HD. Oh, wow.
Now, for 4K, you need a minimum of 25 meg per second. And that's what we did. So for the Euros that we broadcasted...
So 25 channels were sacrificed in order to bring you this.
Oh, we literally had to open a whole new transponder on a satellite.
Wow.
Right? This was championed by SES, KNet, and Silicon House Productions. So what happened was a whole new transponder had to be opened. A whole new production services have to be set up for this. So you realize that not everybody's TV could get it because it was being transmitted on a dedicated and a special package.
Yeah.
Now, for us to do that on a daily basis, like a 24/7 channel, a whole transponder can run into millions of dollars a year. So, and a transponder is just about 60 meg, give or take. So if you're using...
It's only 2.
Yeah, only 2 channels can go on a transponder.
Ooh.
So now you understand the water hose analogy, right? Okay.
So it's that expensive. And so nobody would go out of their way. I don't know which investor would go out of their way to go for a 4K 24/7 channel. The bigger problem is a lot of Ghanaians are not willing to pay to watch TV.
Yeah.
That's where the bigger issue is. On the DSTV platform, you are paying to watch the TV. They can afford to go a certain mileage. But on the vast majority of people who are watching TV, they're watching free TV.
Free to air.
Free to air TV.
Which makes sense why the whole TV license conversation was very, you know, people fighting it, because to them, what content am I getting? Why should I pay TV license?
In the UK, the BBC is spending close to 90 billion. Because he mentioned the figure, I was like, if he knows the actual figure, people will scream.
90 what?
90 billion.
That makes sense.
Annually?
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
You get, and most of it comes from TV license. A household is paying around 100 and something per TV. You get it? And there are 60 something billion people in the UK. You get it? And so they can afford this kind of services. BBC literally has a channel per city.
And the fine for not paying
Is worse.
your TV license is an easy £1,000.
Now that was the Geek Squad giving us some, you know, tips and information about HD versus 4K in television broadcasting, and that's how I enjoy JoyNews Interactive with myself, Mapisa Sibidi. Remember, at 1:30 p.m. we have a date because Gamera has responded to Stoneboy's claims that he only received 2,000 Ghana cedis as royalties. A Joy Entertainment exclusive, Stoneboy versus Gamera, a conversation about the artist, royalties, and so much more today at 1:30 p.m. and also at 10:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it. My name is Mapisa Sibidi. Thank you so much for your company. Enjoy the rest of your day.